Coach, how exciting is it to be able to host again and play these guys here at your home?
Yeah, it's nice for our guys to play at home. We've done our fair share of traveling this year, and it's always fun for them to be rewarded with some home matches, especially in the NCAA tournament. So I know our guys are looking forward to it.
Coach, you guys had a lot of adversity this year, but how good does it feel to battle through all that and still make the tournament?
Yeah, we're still here. So I think it's tough. There's a lot of depth and a lot of parity in college tennis right now, especially at the high levels. There are way more good teams than not. So it doesn't take much to destroy a season sometimes, and I've seen that with some other teams throughout the country. So we've withstood a lot, and I think that's a good testament to their character and their perseverance.
Coach, winning is normal now for this university and for you and your team. Is there any stories that fans don't know about that you would tell that they don't get to see because they're not watching, or they just don't know about?
Yeah, I don't know if I have any great stories, but I think it's just it's the story of the day-to-day passion that the guys have for the sport and the persistence that they have, with setbacks. Of course, setbacks are relative. We're just talking about sports and college tennis. There's a lot more challenging things that we have to deal with in life, but the guys really care about what they do. They get along really well. They enjoy each other. They enjoy playing tennis, and they just battle. We've had a lot of guys that are playing through pain. I think the most satisfying story for me is Elliot Spizzirri this year. He missed a few matches because we didn't really know what to do with him because he's got a two-handed backhand and he could only use his one hand. So it's kind of like the equivalent of playing with one hand tied behind your back. And at first we didn't even know if he should be in the lineup, and he didn't know either. And he's just kind of chipped away. And now here we are at the NCAA tournament, and he's back at number one. And I don't know if he's going to use his backhand or not this weekend, but he's just shown so much heart and fight and pride and willingness to put himself on the line. I think he's really emerged as a great leader for the team.
You guys are no stranger, obviously, to the tournament, but knowing that you guys went through so many injuries to still make it, what does that say about all your players?
Yeah, to make it, we would be disappointed if we didn't make it, even if we had a few injuries. But to make it and be in a position where we're the 12th seed and hosting is just, we've got a lot of good players. We've got more good players than 6, and it's been nice that for some of those guys that haven't gotten opportunities in the past to get those opportunities. Another good story is Ishaan Talouri, who really has had no playing experience, and just late in the year we gave him a chance in doubles, and he played great, and we have him back in we put him in the last dual match of the year in Oklahoma State, and he played great, and then we put him in at the Big 12 tournament, and he played great, and so he's in our lineup for the NCAA tournament, and our numbers 2 and 3 players are not even going to be in our doubles lineup because of the injury. So that's a good story. Evan Mcdonald has come through and clinched a match against Pepperdine, who's a really good program as a non-starter, typically as a non-starter. So we've got a lot of good players, and we've got a lot of guys who care about the team enough that they're willing to play, even if they're not feeling 100% and they're in some pain.
What do you see as your biggest challenges going into this weekend?
Oh boy, well, I don't know Idaho at all. I've never seen them play. I don't know anything about them, so that's one challenge. It's the unexpected. But should we be fortunate enough to get past them, and that's definitely not a foregone conclusion, but if we are, I know that the 2 teams that are here are super competitive, and especially SMU has had a fantastic season, so they're going to be playing both with a lot of confidence, and I'm sure they're going to be eager to take out whoever they play in the second round. Hopefully it's Texas, so that's a challenge. And of course the challenge that we've had the whole year is just seeing how many healthy bodies we can put out on the court, and I think we have a chance possibly at some point in this NCAA tournament, if not the first weekend, to have a fully healthy lineup, and that's not something we've had once yet this year, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a good confidence boost for everybody, I think, if we do get that.
Coach, the Big 12 fielded 3 top-seeded teams. What is it like going through that conference play, and how does that help you?
Yeah, I mean, the conference is small for men's tennis. There's only 6 teams, so that's small, so we have to schedule a lot of non-conference matches. But we've played some of those teams in the conference multiple times. We've played Baylor 3 times, TCU twice. So I think I looked at our schedule recently, and I think we've played about 9 top 5 teams. Some of them, have been in the top 5 and now they're not, or they weren't then and they are now. But so we're tested for sure. I think the year we won it in 2019, of that 6-team Big 12 men's tennis conference, 3 of those teams were in the quarters. So it's not unusual, to have multiple teams in the semis or the quarters. And so we're playing great teams every time we play in the conference. But when we schedule non-conference, we're also scheduling the best of the best. So no one can say we're not tested.
All right, Elliot, how exciting is it to, make the NCAA tournament and get going?
Yeah, the NCAA tournament is what we prepare for all year. This is what I get excited about. It's what I look forward to in the fall and the spring when we're training, and I think we have a really good shot to do well this year, so I'm excited.
You guys have been through a lot of injuries and all that this year. How do you think you guys were able to hold on and make it?
Yeah, it's just about staying disciplined, and we've definitely faced some adversity with a few injuries here and there, but it's part of sports, part of life, and I think we have the depth in our team to surpass those injuries, so we can certainly have good results no matter who's on the court. And so hopefully we'll get some luck here in the coming weeks with NCAAs and all the injuries, but either way, I'm confident we can have a really good result.
You just played at the U.S. Open, correct?
I did.
How was that experience for you?
Yeah, it was a dream come true. I've been training at the National Tennis Center, Billie Jean King, since I was, 12 years old at the USGA Player Development, and I live about 45 minutes away from the center, so to be playing the U.S. Open, something I would go watch every year as a kid, was a dream come true, and I learned a lot from it, and just trying to take those experiences and get better.
Is there anything specific, experience-wise, that you learned that you hope to bring here?
Yeah, I learned that I can compete at that level, at the top professional level. It's nice to feel that, the hard work pays off to an extent, and then just motivated me to keep going, because certainly it's a long journey, but I believe I can get there one day.
What's the difference between playing at that level and playing at the college level?
I'd say a little bit of it is physical. Those guys are really strong. I remember coming off the court after my first match and being incredibly sore in places that I'd never felt sore before. So it's certainly about being strong physically, and also it's a mental battle. Everyone can hit a good forehand, everyone has a good backhand serve, whatnot. So it's a matter of how tough you are in the big moments, and those top players come through oftentimes when the going gets tough and there's adversity in the match.
You mentioned some of those setbacks for you guys this year. How can that actually, be of, good use for you guys this year, or benefit now that you get to this point and starts really mattering? It's win or go home.
Yeah, we've become really resilient to have this many setbacks and play this many close matches without our full lineup against some of the top teams in the country. I feel like, there's not too many expectations on us. Similar to last year, we went into NCAAs as a young team and just said, hey, we're going to go after it, try our best every match and see what happens. And certainly with what we've been through this year, I think it's a similar case where hopefully we'll have some luck with the health, but at the end of the day, we're just going to go out there and fight, and hopefully we'll get the results we want.
Do you feel 100% going into this weekend?
I think it's hard to ever feel 100% on the tennis court. It's such a demanding sport physically. My wrist actually did feel very good yesterday for the first time in a few months. I tried to hit some backhands, and it was definitely positive. So who knows, maybe I'll be able to hit some backhands this weekend. If not, I'll keep on doing what I've been doing and slicing, but certainly improving.